Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry about that, guys. I just, the last couple of live streams have been so bad that I couldn't do that to you again. But hopefully you can see me now. Is anyone out there? This is Soulight Hypnotherapy. Hello everybody. My name is Kirsten. I have another Trump related reading for you today. Hello Nicole C. Um this one is regarding Jeffrey Epstein. I'm just waiting to see if any more people are coming in. Yeah, thank you for hitting the like button. Everyone, thank you so much for joining me on YouTube. And please hit the like button and please subscribe if you haven't already. Hello for S and Body Work, Bolivia. And Nicole C. Nicole Triplet. Hi, guys. Hi. All right. Why did I do this reading? Um, I needed to get something up. And Trump has been I've just I just had enough of Trump for a while. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not going to do a Trump reading. I'm working on my Mueller reading now on his testimony on the Hill. But thank you. But I keep getting stuck at the same place. So, I've got a little bit of time, hopefully. Um, but today we've got some breaking news, and I guess on Jeffrey Epstein being arrested. I don't know when that took place. I guess it was today or yesterday or whatever. New charges. Yeah. Sometimes, Nicole, see, you have to like take a Trump break. But let's look at his good friend, Jeffrey Epstein. You guys recall that I did do a reading a while back regarding the Jane Doe case. Trump was accused of raping a 13-year-old or a 14-year-old, and this had an association with Jeffrey Epstein and some party, some island, I guess, or some party, I'm not sure. And I did a reading on that, and it's called Trump Jane Doe, something like that. You can just do a search on my playlist for Trump presidencies readings, and you can find it and look back on that. And it's weird because one of the cards that describes Epstein looks like him, like it is kind of creepy. But today I'm using the Deviant Moon Tarot because we're talking about deviance. And that box looks like this. And I'm doing the Cameron Tarot, which is my sexual based tarot. Um, it does have pictures of nudity and sexual positions and content. So if you're under the age of 18, look away. Do not let your kids look at this. But it's not going to be like totally explicit. But there are pictures that show sex. Thank you, Denise Denard. Appreciate that. So my questions for the cards are: Jeffrey Epstein, will he be given bail? Because we know that's up in the air. When and if he stands trial, what will the outcome be if he should stand trial? So I feel like there's a lot of hypotheticals, which I don't like reading hypotheticals, but I guess I'm going to have to take a shot. Will Trump's misdeeds, previous misdeeds with Epstein be brought back into light to the public eye as this situation unfolds? So these are the questions that I pose to the cards. And these cards here in this top row and these final two cards over here in the section here, which you cannot see because of this lousy layout. Oh my God, this bugs me. Is it sideways now? Is it upright? Please tell me it's upright. Is it upright and glorious? Or do I need to switch the camera back again? Okay. Let me know if it's sideways. It's sideways. Doggone it. Oh, man. Okay. Bummer. My iPad, I can't get, I bought like 17 different tripods, and my iPad, which is bigger, doesn't fit any of the tripods that, anyway. Those are the three questions that I had. Will he make bail? Now, I asked the cards a million times, and I did my pendulum, and I got yes. Shockingly. Let's hope I'm wrong, because I'm not very connected right now. I'm very scattered. Um, when and if he stands trial, what would the outcome be? I still see some sort of outcome for him. And then these three cards here are just to kind of tell me if how Trump's story may come out in this, if anything at all about him. And a lot of cards fell out, so I guess, maybe expect something here from Trump. But I guess that's a good intro. There's 46 people in the room. I'll go ahead and get started with the reading. Please, if you haven't already subscribe to my channel. Join me on Patreon and become a monthly donator. Support the channel. You can donate on my homepage as well. Share my channel with your friends and ask them to subscribe. Help me grow my channel. Thank you to everyone for all of their support. I love and bless you all. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's the microphone wire. Yeah. Amongst other things that I'm trying to get arranged here. Let's get started. Okay, so here we have Jeffrey Epstein. This was on the bottom of the deck when I did my shuffle. And I just shuffled with one deck. I actually shuffled with a Decameron deck, and then I placed the same card in the Deviant Moon on top of it, so that it's going to be layered in terms of like the differences of who's who will be played out in the different character of the card. So as I was doing this, and guys, that I never read a book on this. This is just something that intuitively comes to me as I go along, which is why sometimes in my readings I seem disjointed or confused. It's because I'm just kind of following a path that I've never followed before, and I let the layouts organically play out. So this was on the bottom of the deck, so it's like mutual energy, right? The Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups in Tarot talks about the damage being done, the milk or the liquid has been, spilt milk, crying over spilt milk, and someone is saying that or thinking that. And in this deck, it looks like someone is being attacked or accused and blamed for what has happened. There are a lot of blaming and shaming, but both of accused. And I'm feeling the Acosta guy here too, the lawyer who got him that sweet deal so that he only did 13 months for prior charges. I'm feeling that that is him as well. So I'm getting a vibe that this is Epstein. This is also Acosta, and this is also the victims, in a sense. Depending on who's doing the blaming, who's pointing the finger, and when, right? There's a lot of, guys, I read in layers, so this energy is shared. So in whatever circumstance, they're placing blame on the other for what has happened. There's a lot of shaming and blaming, a lot of pointing fingers. How could you let him go free? I feel like that is towards Acosta, the victims towards him, and even the White House, because in one of my clarifiers, which is going to be hard because I can't show you all my cards like I like to do because of this short space here, but we've got this card near it. So this card reminds me of the White House. Anything having to do with building a structure, government, as a Sibilla. It can, I'm going to try not to make this reading too long because I do have to cook dinner. So I'm going to try not to go into too many details like I do. Um, so I just see that association, right? So even the White House is going, how could you let that happen to Acosta, right? Bringing this disgrace on us, bringing this attention to us. A lot of pointing fingers. How could you let him go free? Someone doesn't want to hear it, doesn't want to take responsibility for it. Epstein, Acosta, they're being smug and actually acting kind of shitty about it. You can kind of see it in the face, like, I'm here. Real shitty about it. The energy of these people is real low. Speaking of energy, there is an energy. The first card out of the layout is the Eight of Cups. Again, I laid the Decameron Tarot first, and I'm feeling like this is representing the softer energy or the female energy, and I feel like the top layers are representing um, Epstein and Acosta, or the male energies. But it could switch, but that's just the vibe I'm getting right now. I don't have my water. Fuck on it. So there's an energy of walking away from this, getting away from this, or I don't want to go back there. I don't want to deal with this. Sorry, guys, I gotta grab a bottle of water. Hold on. There must be a Mercury retrograde somewhere messing with my presentation. But, oh, shout out to everyone for everyone's support. Thank you. I had a little breakdown. Last week. But, dealing with that. Thank you to everyone who's been so supportive, and to fellow tarot readers who've been supportive and shouted out my channel. I really appreciate you. Lena, um, all of you guys. I'm really bad with my memory. That's kind of why I got into tarot. Sometimes I just forget so easily. Um, so I don't have everybody's names. I'm sorry. But you know who you are, and I love you all. And also shout out to Intuitive Souls. I forgot to give you a shout out the other day when I was talking about my favorite tarot readers. You're one of my favorite tarot readers as well, so please check out his channel. Okay, and then Lena, Tarot Down Under, and God, I'm going to get the name wrong. I know it. I'm sorry. Before I leave, we'll talk about it. Okay, but let me get back to my reading. Where was I? Someone doesn't want to take responsibility, and that's shared energy, right? I'm walking away from this. I want to get away from this. I want to escape from this. I don't want to relive this bad past, this painful past, right? And that could be the energy of the victims, the shame of it all. And this is Epstein's attitude as well. And it's, like I said, it's mutually shared. But the victims here, you can see that the victims were enticed or seduced with inappropriate fondling. And eventually, rape. You see the threat, and you know what's implied here. You don't do what I want you to do. So there was a lot of fear, threats, violence, and painful consequences that these girls dealt with, and that I guess others are sharing, depending on who I'm talking about. if you say anything, there's going to be some painful consequences. So just looking at this guy here, you see he's being nice, rather nice, you know. Oh, I'm sorry, things are so tough for you. Let me just, massage your foot. Am I back? Lena, but I guess, yes, Lena is wonderful. Are you guys, am I back? Because I think I got cut off. Because I don't always look at the camera, I'm looking at the cards. Can anyone hear me? Okay, thank you. Let me just give you a foot rub. Let me just rub your feet and make it all better. And then bam, you know, foot rub turns into I'll cut your bloody throat if you don't do what I want, or some kind of threat. So this is talking about the rape, the assaults, and this is a multiple women, many girls, a lot of shame, a lot of regret, and a lot of lost innocence. And I feel they feel threatened even now. They don't want to relive this again. But also saddened because it seems as if he gets to go free. Someone is leaving, getting out of a situation. Um, so there's some sadness here about that. If I talk too slow for you guys, you have to understand that I have to zone into the cards, and for some people that's a problem. Go ahead and go to the setting of the video and adjust the playback speed so that it goes quicker for you. I just figured that out. I could do that with, there's a lot of readers that talk too fast for me. I really don't like fast readings. So I slow them down. It sometimes is really funny. A glass of wine, slow down your reader. It's pretty cool. So speed me up if I'm going too slow. All right. Where was I? They don't feel threatened. They don't want to relive this again, like I said. And like I said, I do feel like this is strongly more Epstein's energy in the top layer and the victim's energy on the bottom layer. The accuser is blamed and maybe slapped with some additional charges on top of the ones he's already been charged with. Perhaps this is based on the child porn that was found in his home. We have the house here, and it's a dysfunctional house. There's something very, very wrong with this house when it is reversed. So maybe that is in relation to that. Maybe he'll be charged with child pornography as well, or some other things they may find in the house. There's something wrong with that house. Or a house. But he doesn't want to hear it. He doesn't want to take any responsibility for it. And I'm talking about Epstein here. It could also be Acosta and Trump in terms of Trump's own, relation to this. He's tuning it all out and angrily not taking responsibility for what he's clearly done. He feels he's not guilty. And this is probably talking about his not guilty plea, which he just pled today. Um, but he's a very detached soul here. Uh, this King of Swords. He's a very detached person, but extremely intelligent, I feel. Very sharp. This could be representing his cold intellect, but also advisors, lawyers, a prosecutor, a lawyer, a judge, even the president, because it's the King of Swords, so Trump is a Gemini. So it can have all these correlations, all these meanings, right? And this person is in a position to help him, to advise him. with their power, their skill set, to set free this little demon set him loose upon the world, maybe smaller worlds, maybe. I'm not kidding there either, okay? That is the depiction of the character of this man. A demonic pedophile set free upon the world to roam free. And someone has the power, or wields the power that could set him free. Perhaps this is an advocate on his behalf, or a judge. But I do see an order here to seize his travel ability, maybe to seize control over his planes, his private airplanes or airports, and his passport. I do see that condition here. But I still feel like he has movement with his Knight of Wands. What did someone said it today on the news? I took a break and I saw on the news they referred to his plane as the Lolita Express. Boy, that looks like Lolita's Express. Wow. Is it sideways? Is someone saying that the screen is sideways? Really? Sideways? Or is it upright? Somebody tell me. Is the screen sideways or upright? Because I just saw someone say sideways. No means it's not sideways? Okay. Thanks, ES. All right. It's upright. Okay, thank you. On a roll there. What was I going to say? What was I going to say? So, yeah, I feel like there may be like some sort of, I was just referring to the Lolita Express because, yeah, that looks like a Lolita Express. So there's some sort of command or order to stop the Lolita Express, I guess. And to, make it harder for him to escape or to flee, but it's very clear he's a flight risk. And I feel like he has movement. And I feel like this could also be a card of getting out of town, leaving a situation fast. I'm not sure if it's just their threat and fear that they have, or if this is actually what he's going to do, because like I said, I'm kind of organically doing this layout and it doesn't make sense to me. If I come out of my trance and get back into, which I constantly keep pulling myself out, I get confused. I feel like he is leaving the situation fast. I feel like he's escaping or dodging charges. There's a lot of high-level people involved with a lot of influence. And this writer below here is a player, like in the sexual meaning of this card. This is a world traveler, a player, someone who thinks they're a Don Juan. Could be Epstein's energy, could be Trump's energy. Um, I'm trying not to read your comments so I can stay focused. Sorry. Uh, so this writer, this player would be a playboy pedophile is throwing some money up at something. You see, he's throwing some money, and we got money here right below it. A lot of money up in the air, maybe at this judge next to him, maybe at this justice system. Maybe this is what he did with Acosta. Maybe that's how he got off with Acosta. Again, I don't know if I'm past, present, or future here. I'm feeling I'm past and present, you know? I feel like this judge, this leader, this ruler is implicated. Why? Upright. He's very upright. Yeah, this guy stands on righteous ground, but look at this little demon next to him. And underneath the card originally, um, this guy's a good dude. So I feel like this judge, this ruler, this leader, this president, it could even be Clinton or Trump's energy being called out in this card, okay? It all unfolds. It all unfolds. So I feel like there are powerful people involved here, implicated here, who want to take control of this situation with the strength card below. They really got to get this under control. This is a beast of a problem. And literally get him off. Mm, 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 mm. Oh, the treachery is thick, people. The treachery is thick. All right. Where do I want to go next? I think that he does get bail. I think he has a high flight risk. But let me read these clarifiers here, and then I'll go to the bottom layer. So visit. Using the Sibilla and Divina. This is what Epstein is saying. He's saying they wanted it. It was consensual. It was an arrangement. Negotiations were equal and agreed upon. Conditions accepted. So he's blaming the victim. Um, and again, why is this such a problem? His attitude is no remorse for the victim. And negotiations made between Acosta for him. Again, no remorse for the victims. The house reverse, city house reverse represents, like I said, it could be legal houses, the structure, the government, the land, the country, someone's town, their actual home. This house has a lot of skeletons and ghosts in it. It's reverse, meaning there's a lot of bad energy in this house. And I don't know why, but I'm getting a sex dungeon energy here. This could be one of his houses. It doesn't have to be the one he was arrested at, but maybe all of his houses have a sex dungeon in it. There's a place that's not good in this house. And I guess this is the appeal or the arrangement as well for possibly a house arrest, negotiations to put him on house arrest and give him bail that's going on right now and being discussed. This house, when reversed, represents a dysfunctional house. It can represent a place where you don't want to go, like a hospital or an asylum or a prison. So now this house is functioning as a prison, so I feel like they're trying to negotiate house arrest terms for him, so that he can get away from his crime, or get away from, so he can get away from his crimes. There's also proof and evidence here found in the house that the prosecution is using, to fight, um, to fight or block this, or to prevent him from getting bail because of the child pornography found in his house. Then they're to possibly take more charges on, add more charges to him, and of course that's even more proof that he is a risk to society, and a flight risk because of his immense wealth. So they to block his bail. There's so much hypocrisy. Hypocrisy is mentioned in this card. Hypocrisy in government. Hypocrisy in the justice system. Hypocrisy involved in how this house or this body is blaringly so loud and clear, giving one set of rules to the rich and another to the poor. And this is being very understood and absorbed by someone. This could be representing women looking on at this. Women in general watching this, the victims, their advocates. I'm not sure who this woman is. The female consultant gives good advice, and she's here and she's looking at all this. Maybe she's trying to locate other victims. I don't know. I don't know if there's a female prosecutor here or not. But this could be that just as an energy, the judge is taking into consideration all of this, absorbing all of this, looking at all of this. But like I said, there's kings and there's rulers involved who are implicated. High-level people with a lot of wealth. And influence. And it looks like I said before, this player, Epstein or Trump, back in the day, throwing some money at it. They're throwing some money at these problems. Maybe at this judge to get him off. I don't know. I don't know who the judge is. I hate to say stuff like that. That really rubs me wrong. It's hard for me to even pull it out of my chest to speak it to you. And and it makes me question: Am I just a negative person, or is this really what's in these cards? I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I don't like being wrong, but I hope I am, because this is fucked. To be completely crude and crass with you, this really is. I feel like he gets off. Not gets off like gets off, but like gets off like bail, gets the bail. So, did I finish all my clarifiers? No, let's look at this surprise. No, let's look at the consultant. I don't think I looked at her right here. Okay, so this consultant, like I said, could be a judge, it could be an advocate, a lawyer, someone who's giving advice, and the advice is well taken when this card is upright. This person is really looking at the situation and judging it and absorbing it. But it could be, it doesn't have to be a female judge, it could be a male judge, it could just be the energy of what's happening. But again, this could also be playing the part of a person or another party. Um, and maybe this is the female advocate for one of the victims or the victims. Maybe this is a female lawyer who has a name for herself, well known, advocating for victims' rights, and saying and stating that this guy is obviously a flight risk, um, and fighting the bail request. Surprise is telling me here that there's going to be something unexpected around this ruler or judgment, or ruling that will surprise us, shock us possibly. And like I said, it looks like this King of Swords actually fucks them again in a crude way. Wow. Um, and he fucks all of us who've been hurt by the hypocrisy of our legal system. So, normally this card represents pleasant news, a good happening, something goes in favor of the consultant, and the consultant here is Epstein. So, again, I have to say maybe there's surprising, it's good news for Epstein, shocking for us. I really hope I'm wrong, guys. I hope I'm so off because I really am kind of like, my head has been tweaked lately, you know. I don't know if it's these eclipses coming up or what, but it has not been cute trying to stay focused. So, there's a quick appeal to change judges or to change the judge's mind. Because maybe if he does offer bail, then I guess immediately there would be movement or activity to appeal that bail because he is such a flight risk. So, I don't know. I mean, it just seems ridiculous that he could get bail. But that's what I'm getting from my cards. You know, my mind wants to oppose what I'm saying, um, because it just doesn't seem right or fair. So I clarified this Knight of Wands, this flight risk here, and I got the Trap card. Boy, this is the what to me this is like one of the worst cards in this deck. I once could not get over this guy. There's this guy who's so cute. Oh my god. He had the best voice and the cutest eyes. And he was sexy and he made good money and I don't know. It was just like we dated for a while and it didn't work out. He was like actually kind of cruel to me, you know, and I couldn't get over I couldn't get over the guy even though he was a jerk. And I never read my cards. I never read my cards. Um, I never spy. I never used the cards to spy. When I was younger and used to read cards or tried to read cards, I used them as a spy tool. That's an immature thing to do with tarot. Tarot is um, a, a really advanced tool for growth and evolution. And yes, I am spying on Trump now, but you know, he's going to affect all of our lives. I feel that we have a right because he has the right to affect our lives. So we can see what he's doing and see what he's up to. But you have to use it with wisdom and to just spy on people arbitrarily, I think it gets people in trouble. And anyway, so I never read about personally people around me. Okay, paid for it, and they ask me to. But I finally said, I got to see why I can't get over this guy. And when I read my cards, he got this card like this, which means he was just a predator. And he stalked me from the get go, from the very minute he saw me. And I fell prey to a predator. So this card, I don't like this card, and it does mean someone gets away with it. And this is a predator. Make no doubt about it. This goes on in a different direction. May have some trouble with the law, with the law, and he's going to outrun the law and getting out of this crazy town. If he gets the chance, if he gets his bail, he will. This person is a high flight risk. He knows that he's facing a life sentence, and so he's utterly untrustworthy. Um, that's the demand of the prosecution. That's the argument that is made, and it says that this is a person of great selfishness and treachery. Epstein is no is a monster. He's a monster. If they do set bail, it will be quite high, astronomical, be huge. Wink, wink, nod, nod, as I say that, right? Because if they know he's a flight risk and they set this high bail, then it's kind of like a payoff because you know you're going to get that money. And someone's throwing money at it. Hope I'm wrong. Hope I'm way off. But this card is called the trap. So he wants to get out of his own trap. He doesn't want to get trapped. So if he gets the opportunity, he's out. Um okay. Hold on, let me try to arrange my board. So I feel like this is going to make a lot of people mad if he should get um, any kind of like bail arrangement or house arrest arrangement. This would make a lot of people very angry and pissed. We have the Knight of Swords next to this Strength card here, and either card looks very nice. Um, this Strength card, let's talk about the Strength card right now. I'm just kind of going around and around my board. This Strength card here is a very sexual card in tarot. There's something off in the sex, though, or different about it. It's controversial. Usually this is my interracial dating card. In this deck, it's got, it's strong, it's a different meaning. There's something usually very contrasty in the relationship. It could be black, white, it could be young, old, could be man and beast, you know? There's something very odd here. And here the contrast is the age and the nature of the parties involved. There's a lot of resistance and brute force in this card and diminishment treatment. You see how the little guy is underneath the table and he's lower than a dog. He's just holding the board so they can play the rich can play their games. Diminishment treatment like animals, like sex slaves. That's what this is saying. These cards here are all talking about sex trafficking. This would be a car. This is highly sexual. This is also my rape card, my rough sex card. Epstein likes it rough, boy. And there's other cards here that refer to the sex trafficking is actually it's a whole network. It's a whole network involving the elitist, the elite, the wealthy, the powerful, well-stationed people. And there's this sex trade, this sex slavery, this black market of sex slavery exists. And Epstein is very much a part of this. Um, I'm getting a little off track here. Just looking at this Knight of Wands, you know, the predator here, this guy likes to roam, this guy likes to travel the world on the Lolita Express. And I don't want to know all these details. I just want to know what's going to happen to him. But it says he's the predator of the worst kind. And he's a pimp. This is my pimp card too. He's a slave master. He's an owner. He has sex slaves. And they're in the house. In the house. When I clarified this strength, I got absence of the heart, the country house, in the house, and protector. So I think what these cards are saying is that, again, Epstein doesn't feel responsible for something that took place so long ago. This is a distant past, ancient history card. And so with the Ten of Pentacles, it's kind of like a history card, old history, or long term in the future type of card. So he wants to put a lot of distance and time between the situation. There's a lot of distance and time between the situation, but he wants to put distance and time physically between him and the situation now, between him and the crisis that he's facing. He's over it, you know? He's over it. Why aren't they? This is someone who's gotten over it, a painful time. Well, he's over it. Why aren't they? So he's a very selfish, like I said, utterly selfish and treacherous person. I think the trial date is going to be delayed. And the country house is talking about a journey to one's private dwelling. If he does flee, he would go to one of his one of his properties, maybe, or to the property of a wealthy friend, elitist friend, and he would go into hiding. Protector reverse talks about a friend, and I feel this is Clinton, who's already come out to say that he was not involved or he has no idea, you know, he's distancing himself from Epstein. The protector reverse is his influence, his ability to protect. He says, I'm not able to protect you. The protector reverse is saying this. I don't feel that this is going to be Trump so much, although I feel Trump will distance himself in some way, but he will not be an advocate for the victims because he's too close to this. So I think this is somebody else. I think this is Clinton. This card is also telling me that, you know, if he goes to house arrest, right? If he goes to house arrest, the constraints that are placed upon him, it's just talking, referring to house arrest. But I feel like it's more talking about the arrest that these sex slaves have, that there are constraints upon them. There are constraints upon them. And that there are sex slaves in a house somewhere. Oh man. Uh I'm getting stuck in it. This is when I get slow. I'm sorry because I'm just like, what am I saying? Someone wants a friend, like I said, is reluctant to speak out and advocate. No, I can't bail you out this time, partner. You're on your own. But I don't know who that is. I think it's Clinton. Could be someone else. Um, is he gonna go to jail or not? Is he gonna go to jail? Is he gonna flee? Is he gonna go to jail or not? I don't. Not definitive. I feel like I see fleeing. If he gets that bail, he's out. Um, but if he flees, I feel he will be brought back or sent back eventually. Um, if that's a hypothetical, right? Um, but this is how I see it, where it ends up for him. God, I'm tired. I don't even want to do Trump's part. Um, I see him ending up in a good, like a, he's confined. There's restraints on him, right? But he's bored, and he's bored with luxury. So strength tells me there's some sort of subjugation, but he's in a palatial place or a rich place or a cushy place, and he's there for a while. It's like a permanent place, so maybe for life. So I feel like wherever he goes, if he has to flee, he's gone for life, right? He'll be in hiding for life. Or if he goes to prison, I guess it'll be for life. At least 25 to 50 years, my pendulum told me. If he flees, he'll be forced back to serve his time. Again, hypotheticals, I can't say for sure, although I feel he flees. Potential that he won't. All right, guys, I'm going to have to cut this short. I'm going to finish it up in about an hour. I've got to put dinner on. Um, and someone just came home and I was supposed to have dinner cooked and it's not cooked yet. So there's going to be a part two. I'll finish this up later. It'll be available for everybody to see. Okay. So thanks for tuning in. Part two coming later. Bye. Oh, like, comment, share, subscribe.